To start these brownies, we're going to preheat our oven to 350, depending on how fast your oven preheats. And I'm going to melt 2 sticks of butter to start with. When you're microwaving it, you want to make sure you cover it so that it doesn't pop and have like a greasy mess everywhere. And you want to melt it in 10-second intervals, again, to make sure it doesn't pop. You can make this brownie batter in your KitchenAid if you would like to. Just a side note. So you don't need to melt the butter all the way. It's okay if there's a few chunks in it, because as you mix it, the chunks will become integrated into it. So I'm melting 1 other stick of butter because that is what the recipe calls for. And as you can see, this one is not fully melted, but it still melts quickly. So you can use ghee instead of the butter in this recipe. I haven't personally tried it, but it should work fine. And now I'm adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla to that. And I'm also adding 1 cup of sugar. I'm adding 1/4 extra cup of sugar, just because I find that's what's best for, my family, but you don't need it if you're fine with it not being very sweet. And I'm also adding 1 cup of brown sugar. Now I'm greasing a measuring cup just to make sure that the honey does not stick to it, because it always sticks if I don't grease it. This way you can get everything out of the measuring cup instead of wasting a bunch of honey. So I'm filling about halfway of the 1/2 cup measurement with honey and the rest of the way with maple syrup. You can do only honey or only maple syrup if you would like to. And you want to make sure that's really nicely whisked. Make sure there's no little pieces or chunks of brown sugar or white sugar. And it should look like this when it's done. So now I transfer it to another bowl just because there's kind of a lot of this batter. And I'm cracking 3 eggs into this butter and sugar mixture. Just make sure there's no cracks in it. And just whisk those and make sure you beat this for a second. You want it to be kind of light and fluffy when you're done. Make sure every single part of the egg is nicely combined in it, just like it is right here. Now I'm adding my flour, so that's 1 cup of wheat flour. You can also use all-purpose flour, and I'm doing 1/2 cup of almond flour. I'm also doing 1 cup of cocoa powder. You can use Hershey's Special Dark or really any cocoa powder, and a little bit of salt. And you're gonna want to whisk that. That's gonna take a while. You want to make sure you don't overmix it, obviously, but first it's good to go with a spoon, but then I like to switch to a spatula. But make sure there's no chunks of cocoa powder or flour anywhere in the batter. So as you can see here, I've switched to a spatula. It makes it a lot easier to mix after the main dry ingredients are incorporated. And now we're going to add the optional chocolate chunks. You could add dairy-free chocolate if you're dairy-free, but I'm just adding normal chocolate chunks. And just fold those in gently. Like I said, you really don't want to overmix this batter, but you want to make sure everything is goodly combined. And so now I'm adding white walnuts, which are optional again. And you want to mix or fold that into. Make sure you're not like really stirring it and making circles in the batter. Just kind of fold it from top to bottom, scraping down the sides. Now I'm adding that to my parchment paper. Make sure you use parchment paper. Even if you oil it, many times it has not come out. So whenever you're doing brownies, I just say use the parchment paper. And I'm just topping with a few chocolate chips, and I'm also topping with a few walnuts. And that's ready to go in the oven. I did it for about 350 for about 30 minutes, but you really have to check. A toothpick should come out not fully clean, but this is the ending result. It has that picture perfect crisp topping and a really chewy interior. So please like and subscribe.